Hey guys, it's me. I hope you can see. Anyway, today I'm gonna be making a strawberry tart. I'm cheating and I'm making it with a short crust pastry that's already rolled. Uh, I don't make pastry anymore. I really don't like. I should. It's not that hard, but it's hard enough or complicated enough that it's just not on my radar. But I suppose with what's going on, I have plenty of time to test out my skills. Anyway, the way it comes is like this. I'm sure that you all have a version of this somehow. And I have my tin, that's what that's called. And I have to blind bake this. So what that means is I have to put it in the oven and let it cook for about 45 minutes or until it is brown. Now I'm gonna focus you down on this, so bear with me. So you're kind of sideways now. I'm gonna share with you how I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna bring it around, and yes, I wash my hands. I'm bringing it around like this. I don't think I have the lights. No, the lights don't work anymore. I used to have lights underneath this counter, and now we don't. So I'm just checking to see if this is the right placement. I'm gonna bring it over a little bit because I'm gonna cut it. It's a little paring knife and just go around the edge because we're going to use these parts on this side over here. I'm just going to pop it over there. It's okay if it's not perfect. I have to take it off the paper anyway, you know. Strawberry pie is something that like I would eat in the summer. But to be honest with you, completely and truthfully honest, I haven't had strawberry pie in like, I don't know how many years, which is kind of crazy. It's definitely a summery thing, more than a springtime, but hey, I'm going with it because they had a sale at the store and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make some strawberry pie. All right, so here we go. Gently putting it in the corners. Now I have really long nails right now. I really need to do something about them tonight. Keep putting it off. So bring it up the sides like that. And then down along the edge like that. Now we can take the extra pieces, detach. Like so. We want to make sure that there's no seam anywhere on the inside, because if there is, then your oozy pie is going to come out. And we don't want that. I'm going to leave those alone because I'll get more from over here. It's more about like spending your time wisely and not going bananas. And I feel like I have just spent the whole day doing not much of anything, so that's why we're doing this today. Okay, take that off. I will actually tear that piece off and go like this. So I'm going to melt it in, meld the seam together again. And that should be perfectly fine. Now it does mean that the crust on that side will be a little thicker, but who doesn't like crust? You raise your hand. Just kidding. All right, so cut off any excess there. And you gotta work fast, because it will kind of melt on you a little bit. All right. So there's lots and lots of ways to decorate the sides of a pie. Oops, sorry, did I bump you? But the way I'm gonna do mine is gonna be a simple knuckle. Let's see if I can I show you this? Can I zoom you in? Something like that. Yeah, you can see where I'm at. So I'm gonna go like this. You can use your knuckle. Whatever's easier for you. You can listen to Luna. What you doing? We just made some dinner, and she's kind of excited because James had cooked bacon. We're having chicken burgers with a bit of bacon on top. Cheese. We found it at Aldi, so you know, it's nothing like super fancy or anything, but we can't get junk food anymore. All the McDonald's are closed. Not that we have one in our area, but even like, yeah, we don't have much variety at the moment, so obviously this doesn't have to be perfect. How do I do that? Oh yeah, switch hands. Can you see what I'm doing? Nope. Sorry, I'm not a cooking chef person. It doesn't really matter if it's like perfect or not. Honestly, all you're doing is trying to give it like a little flair. And truth be told, like the more rustic it looks, the better it is in the end. Because then, you know, if you're bringing it to somebody's house or, you know, whatever, they'll know that it was homemade. So definitely give it your own kind of flair, and don't be afraid of it. That's the big thing. Okay, so there we go. Now I kind of messed up there. Take a fork and stab it. Okay. As much as possible. Okay, and definitely go all the way down into the dough. And now what I'd like to do, I might go around the side a little bit more, especially over here where there's more pastry, is that I'm going to fill this with, hello, fill this with parchment paper, yeah, and then fill it with beans. So let me get that. If you want to, you can actually just put this in the oven as is and bake it for like 10 minutes if you're filling it with pie filling that goes right back into the oven. But because I am actually going to chill the pie after cooking it, it needs to be completely brown. My friend got us 3 kilograms of kidney beans. So even though I'm prepared, there's no way I'll eat 3 kilograms of beans. Yeah. Basically what this does is it will weigh down the pie crust so that it doesn't bubble, and it'll get heat evenly distributed. So I'm gonna pop it in the oven and try to cover the sides of the crust. Pop it in the oven and it'll probably be 45 minutes, and I'll show you how to make the filling. Okay guys, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare the strawberries. This is all the strawberries I have. So in the recipe that I'm using, which is from All Recipes, they say to use a certain amount. Well, this is what I got. So this is what we're gonna put in. I've got berries that are really nice, and then I've got a few berries. I dig in here. Yeah, I can feel it right here. This one's kind of mushy. So I'm gonna separate them. If they're really mushy, I'm gonna actually make those the designated jam strawberries, and then the really pretty ones I'm gonna slice. All of them need to be cored, so you can do this in a number of ways, but these are really big berries, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slice it off. And then I'm gonna cut them into slices. So you can do this by cutting like this, or you can just use, you know, your fingers. In the picture that I saw, they actually had like halved strawberries, but I want to make them into these slivers like that. But you can see that, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna cut slivers of strawberries. Those are gonna go into the pie base, and then the ones that are kind of ugly, those ones are gonna, or small, you know, like these are gonna go into the jam. So they don't need to be cut perfectly or anything like that. And yeah, I'll show you how we make the jam part. It's not jam really, it's like filling. But yeah, but if you have like a spot like that, you can just cut it off. It usually doesn't affect the strawberry itself at all, but feel free, you know, if it's a not so nice strawberry, you don't want to waste the whole thing, but you know, you can just use that for the mash if you want. In any case, it's going to taste amazing, so fear not. I am going to go ahead and chop the rest of these up. See, like that one as well. Just slice that off. There you go. Taken care of. No need to throw the whole thing away. Just cut out the part that isn't good. We don't want to waste anything. And as for me, the recipe, I was looking over the reviews of this particular pie, and people suggest that you use less jam than indicated on the recipe, which I also agree with. I would prefer a less runny pie. Even if it does thicken, it may not taste so hot if it's just liquidy. All right, so that's all my nice slices. Now I'm gonna get a little dish. I'm gonna use this right here. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna chop these up, but not, you know, roughly. Doesn't need to be as pretty. It can be smaller pieces, it can be chunks, because we're just gonna mash these up with a potato masher. Keep that slice in there. Chop that off. For the next step, you're going to need cornstarch, and you're going to need sugar and water. So get those ready. Okay. Now, that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and mash these up. I'm going to go ahead and use my manual potato masher. You could probably use a one of those electronic whizzy things, but this will do just the same. You just want to mush it up a bit, and you'll see it happens really quickly. See? Getting up all those beautiful juices. Making a puree, basically. be right back for the next step. All right, y'all, welcome back. I have a gas range. There we go. And sometimes it likes to act up. There we go. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna stir these, and we're gonna boil them until they are completely melted. So I've got my stainless steel bowl and I've got my spatula, and we're just gonna keep mixing this up. Now we're gonna need a whole cup of sugar in here. Which sounds like a lot, but trust me, I got my little kitty. And do, this is a 1/4 cup measure, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I erred on the slightly less side, so that's just because I don't need to be so sweet. I'm not looking to get diabetes. So we're gonna keep stirring. You wanna stir this like your life depends on it. I don't know why it doesn't seem to want to focus, so I'm just going to turn off the flash. Now it looks like tomato sauce. But I assure you it's still strawberries. So the sugar's going to thicken it up anyway. If you were to, like, say for example you were to make jam or something, this is kind of the situation that you would have going on. But what we're really going to do is I'm going to take this same container and I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup of water and then 3 teaspoons of corn flour. And I'm going to whisk them together while this is going on. You want it to be, so essentially we're getting this to the boil. You can tell it's not boiling yet. It's not even on a low simmer yet, but it could happen pretty quickly. And the thing about sugar, like, you want to keep your eye on it all the time. I'm gonna walk away, watch it then start. Okay, it didn't start, but you get me. You understand what I mean. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. I'm gonna take the same measure, and yeah, I've got a wine glass of water. Classy, I know. 1, 2, 3. Drink the rest. It's just water, people. See how it's going? And then this is corn flour, but it's the same as cornstarch. So I'm gonna round the teaspoons. 1, 2, 3. All right. And if I have to, I'll add more. Keep that moving. I'm gonna turn down the heat. And keep that going because you want it to keep going for about 10 minutes. And we're gonna whisk this. Okay. Keep stirring. And this has to go, again, it has to go for about 10 minutes. So it hasn't even been 4 minutes. But we just want to keep it moving because we don't want it to stick to the bottom. And what I've done to the pie crust before wake up. There we go. Sorry, the light likes to turn off sometimes. You want to, I just took out the beans in the middle of the pie crust and I'm letting the center bake. So it's still baking, it's not ready yet. It needs to be brown throughout. that's why I took the beans off now. The edges are fine, but the bottom, it definitely needs more cooking. So just to speed that up a little bit, I took the beans out. But at least the sides won't droop down, you know. That's the reason for the beans, is to give the sides a little bit of stability, so that the side that it can stay up. Otherwise they droop down and they kind of melt into the bottom, which is not helpful if you need a deep dish pie. So you can see, I hope you can see that the mixture is kind of thickening a little bit. This over here is fine. I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't like get to the stage where it gloops up. It shouldn't though. But essentially, once this has gone for 10 minutes, then you dump that in, the corn flour mixture, and then you take out your crust, you arrange the big strawberries the way you want it, and then you pour this down on top of everything. And then you let it cool. So first I'm gonna let it cool on the counter on one of my cake racks, my cooling racks. And then once that comes to room temperature, I'm gonna stick it in the fridge. Come on. Thank you. And that's the secret. And then it just takes time. So from there, after a few hours, I'm gonna give it until like, I don't know, what time is it? It's 7 o'clock now. I'm gonna give it until 11. That's when we'll have our dessert, I guess. I'll check on it around 11 o'clock. And then you would just take out your cream and whip it. So I'll take out my mixer, whip it up, and that's all you have to do. Just put the cream in. Now you can put in like, okay, say you have a half a cup of cream. That's all you need for like 2 servings, right? So half a cup of cream, put in 2 teaspoons of sugar. Whisk it, or not whisk it. Well, you could whisk it, but you want a hand beater. You want a mixer, right? So get your hand mixer, zhuzh for about 2 minutes until stiff peaks form. And then that means like you can hold it over your head like they do in the movies. Oh, this smells so good. And then you just put a spoonful on top of your slice, and Bob's your uncle. That's dinner sorted. So I guess the plan tonight is going to be, we're going to have our chicken burgers with the homemade potatoes, which you can't see, homemade wedges. They're like a spicy chicken thigh. Oh, and then I'm gonna have mine with pickles, Laura. I'm gonna have mine with pickles. No sauce, no ketchup, no nothing. I want a brioche bun, a slice of pickle, and my chicken. That's it. I might have a salad on the side too, just to pretend that I'm being healthy, because I'm going to be eating this pie for dessert at 11 o'clock tonight. Y'all. Nah, but it's going to be delicious. And you know what? It's fun to do this from scratch. Like, I know in the States, anyway, for those of you who do live in the States, that you can go out and you can buy, what's her name? Miss Sarah something. I can't remember her name. There's a brand name of a woman. She's got this really nice strawberry pie. She's got cherry pies. She's got all kinds of pie. My favorite pie in the whole wide world is lemon chess pie. Anybody ever had lemon chess pie? I wish there was an orange pie or something. What am I going to do with all the oranges like that? Anyway, let's see if this crust is ready yet. Nope, it's gonna be another minute. Sure does smell good though. Well, I'm sorry, you're kind of out of frame, aren't you? Ah, well, there's not much to look at. I'm just stirring away. But the idea is that you want this to be hot when you mix it in, too. You can't pour that stuff in and then it just won't coagulate. Yeah, that's the word. Coagulate. Come together properly. This reminds me of the days that I used to make jam. I should grow more fruit, y'all. I have pectin and everything. I'm ready. I'm set. I just wish I could make some yeast so I can make some bread. The bread is back at the shop, you know? Like, you can buy the bread at the grocery store now. And the bakeries are doing a great job. And now I want to make bread, and I can't. Well, I can. Sorry, it's still a lie. I can still make bread, but I just can't. I feel guilty. I'm like, I'm going to run out of yeast, and then I won't be able to make bread again. But I'm going to make another loaf for tomorrow. It's been so nice. All right, I think it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to kill the heat. Kill the heat. And mixy, mixy, mixy. Pour it in. Actually, I'm going to turn on the heat again. I'm going to turn it on so that it can thicken a bit. I don't think it needs to go for too long, but that's just the gas. Don't worry about that. If Luna was in here, oh, she is in here. She's asleep, bless her. She's asleep on the floor over there. I was about to say, if she was in here, she would have yelled, but she's a good girl. She's like my little shadow. Asleep on the floor. Sweetheart. All right, I'm going to keep mixing. Take a peek. All right, that pie crust is almost ready. Like, seriously, almost set. So it's fine. As long as I need to heat this through, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn off the heat. Thanks for coming in and spending time with me today, listening to me talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Cooking videos are obviously not my forte, and my kitchen is old, and the hob looks dirty, and the whole kitchen looks dirty, but look, what can you do when you rent, right? This looks like Jell-O right now. I guess it is essentially Jell-O, isn't it? Isn't it? I think it is. Corn flour, water, sugar, and fruit. I'm pretty sure that's Jell-O. Come on. Sorry. If it doesn't work, I'm in the hit it till it works again camp. Okay. Looking good. My pie crust looks ready. All right, I just turned off the heat here. I'm gonna take some room. Take out my crust. Bitch. Oh my god. Ta-da. And there's our crust. Looks so beautiful. Oh my god. Okay, I'll leave it there so that you can look at it. Let's arrange the strawberries. It's like my favorite part. Get creative. Make it look nice. I'm gonna try to put these guys on the edges. Can I make it all the way around? What do you think?
Oh no, I think I lost. I lost. Okay, that's fine. Oh my gosh, these are so good. Look at this. So now I'm just gonna kind of pop them in where everything looks like it needs some. To get in there, cover. Oh, there's one. Ta-da. Not that it matters. Anyway, get your strawberries in. If possible, get more strawberries. Okay, that's all our strawberries. So that's it. Here we go. Just pour that in. I'm gonna turn this. Cross my fingers. This is enough. Sorry for blocking your view there, but I think that's enough. Let's move to the chair now. You know, most of the goop went over there, but look, it is what it is. I'm going to double check the instructions and I'll write it in here whether or not I need to leave it on the counter or put it straight into the I'll put it in right here whether I need to put it straight into the fridge or if I can just let it sit on the counter for a while and then put it in the fridge, because you know the condensation. You know what I mean. Alright guys, so I'll see you back here in a minute for a slice. Is it gonna stay? Let's hope it stays. Okay, see? Right. Morning, y'all. It's me, and yeah, it's morning because we didn't even get a chance to get into it. So I'm gonna show you how I beat the cream. I mean, this is not rocket science, but just in case anybody doesn't know how to do it from scratch, I've got half of this bottle of fresh cream left over. We used the first half of it for like, what did we use it for? Some, anyway, we cooked with it, I guess. Oh, potato and leek soup. Leeks are cheap and they're really big. And they're winter vegetables. They're good in season stuff. Okay, and then I've got my castor sugar, which is just plain granulated sugar, basically. And I'm gonna do 3 generous teaspoons. And I mean spoons. You don't need to be precise, of sugar in there. And then we just until we get stiff peaks, and I'll show you that here in a sec. So basically, that always happens. That's what you want. So, sorry about the state of my mixer as well. Jeez. Like the last time I made a cake, it was a chocolate cake, so there's chocolate everywhere. Oh, and it's doing this vertically, is it? Whatever. So yeah, and this is the pie that we made last night. And now I'm going to cut a slice and dollop of cream. Can you see how thick it is? Like it's not, well, you can't see that, but it's not moving. Those are stiff peaks. It smells amazing. Mm-hmm. Can you smell it? It smells so good. Now, Might not be as thick or as set as a pie you would buy and heat up or get from the shop, but I can work on it. We got lots of time. So there we go. Honey. Dollop of cream. First thing in the morning with some coffee. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. That is my strawberry pie, which I just learned how to make. So please feel free to try the recipe yourself. The link is down below, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.